Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I'll warm up first. Oh, my camera is a little bit broke it, I think. Let's see this better. Maybe it's my mat. It looks a little bit tilted right now. Okay, but anyway, okay, let's march on the spot. Okay, so still try to relax the shoulders. Okay, get ourselves a little bit taller. So push something up with the back of our head. Okay, bring our chest up slightly. Okay, still breathe in and out. Okay, try to swing through the shoulders if possible. Okay, so let's continue that for a little bit. Okay, so deep breath into the belly. Okay, as you breathe out, stomach sinks in a little bit. Okay, let's move the rest of the spine. So just kind of looking down, up and down first. Okay, and imagine just moving each segment of the spine a little bit more each time. So kind of bring our chest down slightly. Okay, breathing out. Okay, breathing into the opposite, chest up. Okay, and then neck up. Okay, if you have any back problems, spine problems, don't overdo the flexion or the bending down. Okay, so neck down, chest down, suck in your stomach a little bit. As you breathe in to the opposite. Okay, and just kind of repeat until you just get to your own limit. Okay, so the pelvis up a little bit, so feel free to stop the marching if you need to. Okay, and arching the entire back. Okay, maybe just 1 or 2 more times at your own pace. Okay, and then we're done. Just go back to tall standing. Okay, and a little bit relax again. Okay, focus more on the extension for most people. The flexion, just do whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, let's look side to side. Just be looking at different hands. Try to spread your palms apart, push the palms apart. Okay, drop the shoulders away from your ears. Okay, and pull it back slightly. Okay, maybe just looking slightly different angles. And just go as slowly as you need to if you tend to get dizzy. Okay, so you can tuck your chin in towards your armpit. And once again, relax the shoulders afterwards. Okay, side tilt the head a little bit. Okay, see if you can pull your shoulders up and down. Okay, maybe focus on reaching downwards, feeling a stretch on the side of the neck. Okay, and just a light squeeze coming up top. Okay, and just kind of a little bit effort pulling the shoulders away from the ears, reaching down with fingers. Okay, while keeping a tall chest. Okay, once again, feel free to stop your feet at any point. Okay, maybe pause a little bit in between before you switch over to the other side. Okay, just whenever you're ready. Okay, just maybe 3 to 5 times per side. Okay, and coming back to the center. Okay, let's go backwards a little bit. So try to press your head back, make a double chin. So put your head on top of the shoulders. Okay, and just kind of a little bit of a squeeze, and then relax. Okay, while you're doing this, try to make your shoulders a little bit wider as well. Okay, so just a slight pull back of the shoulders. So put the shoulders on top of the hips as well. Okay, and shaking out. Okay, let's move the shoulder blade a little bit more. Okay, so this one, you're just trying to reach forward and reach back. Okay, if you have a wall behind you, that might make it a little easier. So you can just imagine moving the shoulder blade away from the wall. and then try to get your shoulder blade to touch the wall behind you. Okay, so the hands is not really moving side to side too much. It's your shoulder blade reaching away from the wall. Okay, and then try to push the shoulder blade into the wall itself. Okay, so from the side, it will look something like this. Okay, shake it off a little bit. Okay, a little bit harder. Let's go to the left hands in front. Okay, try to spread, try to reach out on both sides. Okay, and then try to squeeze the shoulders a little bit more together. Okay, it's the same type of movements. Okay, just a little bit more difficult, a little bit more of a stretch in the front of the arms as you reach out on both sides. Okay, and relaxing, and just shake it out a little bit. Okay, so let's relax shoulders. Okay, and just rotate the arm. So shoulders relax away from the ears. Okay, but chest still staying up tall. Okay, still like a quiet tension, so you can still breathe in and out. Okay, but you can feel that you engage in the muscles to make yourself a little bit taller. Okay, and in front. Okay, let's have the fingertips up. Okay, so slightly different. Okay, fingertips up. So, pinky up, I mean. Okay, opposite, thumbs down. Okay, and let's go backwards a little bit. So reaching back, let's try to draw a circle behind, 2 circles behind you. Okay, keeping the chest tall. Take it a little bit easier. Okay, slowly so you can reach a little further backwards. Okay, and let's go upwards a little bit. Okay, so reaching upwards first. Okay, spend a little more time here. Okay, you're just gonna press up. Okay, deep breath in as you reach up on both sides. Get a little bit of a side bend. Okay, and try to see if you can draw circles with the thumbs facing backwards. Okay, try to move from the base of the shoulders. Okay, maybe just a couple of times. Shoulders might be getting a little tight by now. Okay, and shifting out a little bit first. Okay, so let's just relax and just try to open it front to back a little bit more. Okay, bend the elbows a little bit. Okay, let's try to do external rotation. So hold a plate, 2 plates, try to hand it to someone behind you. Okay, and kind of just contract and relax. Get the elbows go forward, fingertips go back. So you feel the back of the shoulders maybe tensing up a little bit. So what we call externally rotating the shoulders. So this is external rotation, this is internal rotation. Okay, or you can imagine you put it on a coat and you have to somewhat reach backwards to get your arm into the sleeve. Okay, and just kind of hold it here, gonna reach out, okay, and shoulders back as well, and just try to keep your fingers back, but try to just move it maybe side to side a little bit. Okay, and shake it off a little bit. Okay, let's go inwards. Okay, so elbows slightly high up. You can internally rotate. Okay, so you can keep your elbows up and you're just going to reach down. Okay, without rounding forward. Okay, so chest stays up. Okay, you're just rotating the arm. Okay, once again, kind of contract and relax. Okay, so you're putting on your coats the other way. You're going to reach into your sleeve. Okay, kind of below. Okay, once again, just do as much as you can. Okay, if you cannot raise your elbow so high up, you can keep it a little closer. Just still internally rotate your arms. Okay, while keeping the chest up as much as you can. Okay, and shake it out. Okay, let's just kind of shake it off. Okay, rotate kind of outwards a few times. Okay, opposite, reach into your armpits and back out. Okay, let's have the arms out. Okay, you're gonna have both arms up first. You're gonna rotate. Try to rotate just your wrist first. So your elbow pit is still facing kind of upwards. Okay, rotate your elbow pit, but your shoulders are still not popping forward. Okay, pop the shoulders forward a little bit. Okay, and then do the opposite. So let's do one arm at a time. Okay, so it's opposite. We putting the shoulders back, elbow pit facing up, okay, and then the fingers, the palms goes up. Okay, so it's kind of each one at a time. Okay, so let's do one more time for this side. Okay, so the wrist turn, but elbow facing upwards. The elbow pit faces more downwards, but the shoulders are still in its kind of in the place. And then the shoulder goes forward a little bit. Okay, and then put everything kind of back. Okay, just kind of moving each segment of the arm. Okay, so maybe I should stand a little closer. Okay, so let's try same on the other side. Still try to open up the shoulders though. So instead of here, try to see if you can open up the chest a little bit more. Okay, so elbow pit is facing forward, wrist is facing upwards, and the elbow pit is facing upwards. You turn just the wrist and the palm, the elbows, okay, and then the shoulders. Okay, and the opposite, shoulders back, elbows back, and then palms back. Okay, so just moving each segment at a time. Okay, just learn to control our joints kind of separately. Okay, and you can do it more smoothly, which probably is a little easier to manage. Okay, and shake everything out again. Okay, so let's do a whole arm circle. Okay, slowly make the circle maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, go slowly as you need to. Okay, so if you have a stick, you can use it. Otherwise, you can also just use your own body to the same movement, but without the stick. Okay, so let's just put one hand on the edge of a stick. If you don't have it, you can still just go along. The other hand just reaches a little bit lower. Okay, we're just going to kind of reach up and back a little bit. Okay, so let's just try a couple of times first. Okay, once again, so be careful you're not rotating so much. You're trying to open the shoulders a little bit more. Okay, so you're trying to imagine get your elbow pit closer to the stick. Okay, instead of just turning, you're trying to get your armpits into the stick a little bit more. Okay, so let's do 3 to 5 times. Okay, maybe try slightly different angles. Okay, so let's do whatever is pain-free for you. So if you cannot reach up, that's okay. Just go even to the side. Okay, so you're trying to push. You can imagine trying to push your armpit, push your ribs into the stick. Okay, instead of trying to turn it. Okay, so slightly different angles. Okay, use the bottom hand to help out a little bit. Okay, after 3 to 5 times, you can probably shake it off and try to go the other side. Okay, so just different angles, take it a little easier first. Okay, but try to open up this area a little bit more. Okay, so once again, you imagine trying to shove your armpit closer to the stick. Okay, just at slightly different angles. Okay, and relaxing for a second. Okay, so shake it off first. Okay, still a little more of the shoulders. Okay, so we're just trying to, let's do the opposite. So we're actually put the stick behind us a little bit. Okay, you're just going to lightly try to reach back, lift the stick up a little bit. Okay, so let's try to push the stick up into itself as you reach up a little bit as well. Okay, so you're trying to shove the stick together. So lightly push it together and try to lift it up a little bit. Okay, only go as far as you can without going into pain. Okay, to keep a tall posture. Okay, just 3 to 5 times. And relaxing afterwards. Okay, let's go the other way. So this is when you actually let's do a little bit of hip hinge first. Okay, just to practice. Okay, but you're just going to slide the stick down your leg. Okay, while keeping your back longer. Okay, feel the stretch behind the hips, behind the knees. Okay, and for the next one, you can grab more chairs if you need. Also depends on how long your stick is. Okay, but I'm just going to be holding on. So I'm holding the stick in one arm. The other one is just going to be on a chair for balance. Okay, I'm just going to push myself back a little bit. Push my hips back until I feel a little bit of stretch in the armpits around the side where I'm holding the stick. I'm just imagining trying to press my kind of armpits closer to the ground. Okay, but just be gentle again. Okay, I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit. Okay, a little more difficult. I'm just going to press the stick into the ground. Okay, make sure it's kind of non-slip. If it's slippery, either do it in carpets or just be really, really careful. Okay, but gonna lightly just apply a little pressure kind of downwards. So you're pushing the stick into the ground. Okay, maybe feel a little bit of a tension around this area. Okay, just kind of press and relax. Okay, a little bit harder now. Okay, try to imagine you're trying to lift the stick off the ground. It's probably not going to move much at all. Okay, if you're at your limits already. Okay, just trying to imagine trying to lift the stick off a little bit. Feel the tension in your shoulder area. Okay, don't try too hard. Okay, just 3 to 5 times. Okay, and after that, slowly coming back. Okay, so effectively what you're doing is that you're going to your limit. Okay, and you're just trying to go just a slightly further. Okay, so we're just trying to get to it's just the same thing, but we're going down this way. So you're trying to get to your limit and then just try to move slightly more, or at least learn to engage those muscles in that area. Okay, so you can do a quick check, see if there's a difference. So this is my right and my left. Okay, so remember you need to engage your muscles to kind of pull yourself open. It's not just how tight or lax the front side is, it's also if you can actually use the muscles that pull yourself open as well. Okay, so let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, once again, just take it easy. You don't try too hard just because we are at the end range and it actually is quite a bit more harder for your muscles to engage at those range. Okay, but let's try the same thing on the other side. Okay, so still trying to push the butt back a little bit. If it's too much, you can put it on, let's say, another chair. So this could work. It probably is actually a little easier this way as well, but just make sure the rod doesn't slip as well. Okay, but so just kind of play around, see what ways works for you, as long as you can get your arm closer to your limit over at the top. You can even just kind of move around a little bit if your stick doesn't slip. Okay, just to feel maybe where you're a little bit tight in. Okay, just to move a little bit more overhead. Okay, once again, lightly try to shove the stick into the ground. Okay, just be gentle once again. Okay, just gonna shove and relax. Okay, maybe just a couple of times. Okay, and then be gentle. Okay, but imagine you're trying to lift the stick off the ground. It's not actually going to move much at all because we are already at our limit. Okay, but you should still feel muscle contraction just a little bit. Okay, once again, don't try too hard. Okay, and make sure you're still breathing in between. When you come back up, probably move a little bit. Okay, so if your stick is a little high up, it probably is a little bit less dizzy. Okay, but once again, we can check a little bit. Okay, so slightly better my left now. Okay, and just shake it off a little bit. Okay, so let's give our shoulders a little bit of a break for now. Okay, and let's just kind of rotate our body a little bit more. Okay, so turn your trunk, turn your hips, turn your knees, turn your feet. Okay, let's side bend a little bit. So you try to lift one arm up. Okay, if your shoulders is not tired or it feels okay, you can reach up and across a little bit. Okay, deep breath in. If you have osteoporosis, once again, don't go too hard. Okay, maybe just the same thing on the other side. Okay, mostly think about even lifting the elbow, armpit up, the arm just wherever you can reach to. Okay, but still instead of rounding forward, see if you can open up through the chest, so you're almost reaching backwards a little bit. Okay, and coming up. Okay, let's rotate the hips. Okay, move the hip joints. Relaxing the upper body a little bit more. Keep focusing more on. If you tend to have a more slouch posture, see if you can extend backwards a little bit. So a little bit of a bend backwards, lifting the chest up as you kind of go around. Okay, so be mindful maybe what problems you have. Maybe spend just a little bit more effort doing those parts or addressing those issues. Okay, most people tend to slouch forward a little bit too much. And relaxing for a second. Okay, let's move the hips again. So let's do front to back. Okay, so while we're doing this, let's move the shoulders again. So once again, move as many chairs as you need. Okay, but one foot forward, one leg back. Okay, you can use the stick for balance if you first. Okay, but try to lift the front of the pelvis up. Okay, while keeping the back leg straight. Okay, if your balance is fine, you can hold on to the stick. If not, you can just open up. So this is my left leg is back. I'm reaching back to my right hand. Okay, while keeping the stretch in that area. So you can lightly press this down for balance. If you're fine, you can just lift the stick up as well. Okay, just depending on how steady you feel. Okay, if you If it's still too unsteady, use a chair for balance instead. It's always safety first. Okay, and try to almost reach the other way. Okay, while keeping the stretch going in the hips. Okay, if you're using a stick, open up. Okay, and then shove something backwards. Okay, lock where you want to go. Okay, and slowly get yourself back, and then just switch sides. Okay, when you're ready, okay, so just set your hips first. Okay, even hang out here for a little bit. Deep breath in and out into our belly area. Okay, when you're ready, you can move your arms a little bit first. And if your balance is fine, okay, and so going back. Okay, so let's just go in a bigger motion both ways. Okay, so just hold the stick in any fashion you feel comfortable with. Again, just try to row a canoe, I guess, or a kayak. Okay, and back to the middle of the stick. Okay, so still, let's try to reach it upwards. Okay, imagine instead of trying to lift the stick, imagine trying to push your armpit forward. Okay, and your arms should kind of go up, upwards a little bit more as well. So a couple of times, see if you can pull the stick apart slightly. You can imagine trying to break the stick kind of this way. So imagine I'm trying to break it this way. Okay, so you're trying a little bit of force pull apart and also break it this way. Okay, so a little bit of pressure as you try to reach back. Okay, so break things this way. Okay, just through it 5 times. If it's too difficult, widen your hands a little bit. Okay, so backward shoulder is probably getting a little bit tired. Okay, so let's relax the shoulders a little bit again. Okay, let's go back to the legs. So let's do a little more backward leg. Okay, so one leg a little more forward. Okay, use 2 chairs or do the 6 again. Maybe let's just switch to the side. Okay, and just trying to push the hips back until you feel a stretch behind you. Okay, and then you're just going to kind of rock back and forth. Okay, keep your head up if you tend to get dizzy. Okay, and even practice the balance a little bit more. So as you shift forward, see if you can go a little more onto your toes. Put most of your weight onto the front leg, even the front part of the foot. So your feet should feel like you have to, or toes have to work a little bit harder to maintain, to stop yourself from kind of falling forward. Okay, just go as slowly as you need to. Just feel a stretch in the back of the leg. Okay, and then pressure through the front of the toes. Okay, and just repeat on the other side. Okay, so the other leg forward. Okay, same motion for the hips. Okay, so just a couple of times or until you had enough. Okay, and relaxing for a second. Okay, so let's either grab actually 2 chairs is probably easier, especially if your stick is not non-slippery. Okay, but let's try to lift the leg up in front of us now. Okay, so as many chairs as you need for balance. Okay, I'm just choose to use 2. Okay, so just put one hand in your stomach first. Okay, and just feel it should be kind of soft right now. Okay, as you, and on the other hand, try to press down on the chair. Okay, try to shove the chair to the ground and just feel if there's any difference in your abdominal area. Okay, so as you press down, you should feel like your abdominals muscles kind of contract, almost a reaction. Okay, so we're going to use that to kind of train our body to know how to move. Okay, so we need to be stable for the trunk, okay, while we're moving our limbs. Okay, so ideally disengage first, okay, and then the arm or the leg moves. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to sequence it by kind of, so everything should be kind of relaxed, more relaxed now. Okay, you can lightly press down, you don't have to press very hard. Okay, just high enough that you feel your muscles, your ab muscles contract. Okay, and then you just try to lift one leg up. Okay, keep pressing down as you put it back down. Okay, and then relax arms. Okay, once again, you don't have to press very hard. Okay, just a little bit, and your trunk muscles just reflexively should contract. Okay, so just a light pressure down. Okay, use and you can space it out where you feel comfortable. If you prefer to use a stick, you can as well. So you can also just press down on the stick. Okay, and lifting up. Okay, just to make sure it's kind of better height actually if it's a little high up. Okay, so you should still get the same reaction as you press down, your trunk muscles tighten. Okay, so press down, and just gonna lift one knee up, back down, leg, okay, and then relax arm. So it's arm first, and then arm first, and then arm last. Okay, so it'll be arms press down, lift the knee up, okay, keep the arm pressing down, put the knee down, okay, and then relax out. Okay, so just 3 to 5 times. Okay, and then just same thing on the other side. Okay, once again, if your stick is not very sturdy, use a chair instead. Okay, the same sequence. First, knee up. Okay, keeping a tall posture as you do so. Knee down. Okay, and then arm relax. Okay, so. Okay, once again, make sure you can still breathe in and out, kind of relatively easily. Okay, so how high you can lift your leg is once again not just how tight you are, okay, but also how much stability you have in the middle as well. Okay, so we're gonna do the exact same thing, but this time instead of the knees bent, okay, we're gonna try to have the leg straight. Okay, so we're trying to pull, so the opposite of what we did before. We push the hips back. Now we do the opposite. We're trying to pull the leg up. Okay, so same sequence, still press on the arm, lift the leg as high as you feel comfortable without rounding too much. Okay, keep pressing the arm, drop the leg, okay, and then relax the arms. Okay, so take a couple of breathing in between. Okay, don't do it so hard that you have to really bear down or cannot breathe. Okay, just a light effort. Okay, so press down on the stick, Feel your abdominal muscles contracting. Okay, try to pull your toes towards you and lift it aside so you feel comfortable. Okay, keep pressing the stick. Drop it back down. Okay, and then relax the arms. Okay, once again, be careful of overdoing this. Okay, so you can get your blood pressure pretty high up if you do it too high. Okay, so press down. Okay, my arm is still pressing down. And relax. Okay, so if you feel like you're very unsteady, if you had to really press on the 6-foot balance, get another chain on the side, just so you don't have to do it so hard. Okay, so front of the legs, a few low tense. Okay, your abdominals feel maybe slightly tensed up. Okay, so repeat just 3 to 5 times in total. Okay, and just take a couple of breaths. Try to relax completely in between. Okay, taking as long as we need. Okay, and if it makes you feel unwell, just don't do it as many times, or don't try to and just lift it up, lift your leg up a little bit instead of trying to go all the way. Okay, let's try the same thing on the other side. Okay, same sequence. Okay, lightly pressing down on the stick. Try to lift the leg up, keeping our chest tall. Leg down. Relax. And repeat just 3 to 5 times. Okay, and relaxing a little bit. Okay, definitely try to take a couple of deeper breaths in and out. Okay, maybe take inventory again, see how that feels reaching in. Okay, probably feel maybe a little bit easier. Okay, because we actually was trying to train the muscles to actually pull ourselves into this position as well. Okay, so maybe loosen up, maybe feel a little bit loosen up in the back. Okay, so sometimes if this is front side is not really working too well, the back kind of tries to hold on tighter just to kind of stabilize our body. Okay, so if you can engage the front side, opposite side a little bit more, sometimes it helps the back side to loosen up as well. Okay, so let's, okay, so let's shake it off again. Okay, just swing your leg back and forth a little bit. Okay, and maybe compared to usual, it might feel a little bit easier to pull the leg a little high up front. It's okay if it feels the same. Sometimes it's good to kind of check. Sometimes maybe even take a video to see if there's any difference, or at least pay attention to how it feels. Okay, so let's go back to the arm a little bit. Okay, so let's try to go in and out. So try to just try one side. You can hang on this on arm anyway. Okay, so now try to reach without turning your body. Imagine trying to reach a little bit more towards that side. Okay, and then try to reach kind of diagonally behind you a little bit more. Okay, so just a little bit more effort trying to once again reach, okay, without turning my trunk so much. Okay, so a little more muscular efforts in the front. Okay, let's try the same thing other side. Okay, so just practice a few times, opening, closing first. Okay, when you feel ready, you can just try to, just a slight amount of effort, reach that way without turning your trunk too much. So you feel almost a tension in the front of the chest. Okay, and try to reach back a little more. Even point your fingers back a little bit. Okay, and relax for a second. Okay, so okay, so let me just give it a try. Okay, so just try this a little bit. Depending on how long the stick is, it might not work very well. Okay, but let's try both sides. Okay, so let's try the open side first. Okay, so still have a chair. Okay, so just the stick on the side, you can probably put your hand on top. Okay, and you're just trying to have the stick so it's kind of to your side a little bit more. So instead of the front, a little more to the side. Move the chair around for balance. Okay, and you're just trying to, once again, hinge forward a little bit. Okay, and you're just trying to get your armpit to be closer to the ground again. Okay, you might feel a stretch in different areas. Okay, but you're just trying to have it to the side and almost just gently move it back and forth. Okay, if your stick doesn't slip. Okay, but you're just trying to open up the shoulders, the chest a little bit. Okay, so let's just give it a try on the other side. Okay, so just trying to put up this way. Okay, if you stick a little shorter, it might not work so well. Okay, so just give it a try. If it doesn't work, just kind of relax for a second or repeat some of the other stuff we did. Okay, and going back up. Okay, and let's just try one more the other side. So put the stick a little bit closer to front of your hips. Okay, and then you're just going to reach. Just going to hinge back a little bit. Might feel a little bit of stretch behind the armpit, a little bit below. Okay, so this is my right arm. Over to my left. Now just hinging backwards again. Okay, and let's again just give it a try on the other side. Okay, once again, don't force anything if you don't feel comfortable. Okay, so this is my left arm. Then stick in front of my right side a little more. And I'm just still hinging back, trying to push my body kind of away from the stick almost. A little bit more towards the ground. Okay, and shake it off again. Okay, let me just check the time. Okay, so still have about 5 more minutes. Okay, let's do a little bit of rotation hips. So this one stick in on one side, the chair on the other. Okay, we do the same sequence as before. So we still press it. So we're gonna lift one leg up slightly. Okay, so probably let's see. Okay, so still have as many chairs as we need to for balance. Okay, so we're still gonna lightly press down the stick or press down the chair. Okay, just to engage our DOMs. Okay, so let's sequence that first again. So lightly press down. Okay, lift the leg up. Okay, and this time trying to lift the leg up and touch the stick. Okay, coming back down. Okay, and relax. Okay, once again, don't press too hard, just very light effort. Okay, so lightly press down the stick, lift the leg up, and Scoop it up. Down and relax. Okay, let's try 3 to 5 times. Okay, so press down lightly on the stick. Lift the foot up. Okay, and relax. Okay, let's try maybe 1 or 2 more times. Okay, deep breaths in between. Okay, once again, be just very light when pressing that. Okay, really make sure you can still breathe in and out easily. Okay, and let's try the same thing on the other side. So still lightly press it down. Okay, and try to lift the leg up to touch higher on the stick. Okay, leg down, relax your arms. Okay, so let's just finish off just by bending the knees a little bit more. So just bend and extend either both legs. Okay, let's move the ankles a little bit, just rock back and forth. Okay, side to side a little bit. Okay, try to just draw a couple of circles, the toes. Same thing on the other side. Okay, and finally just scratch the floor of the toes a little bit. Okay, lift your toes away from the ground. Okay, just as much as we can. Okay, try to spread your toes apart a little bit if you can. Okay, just try to move the big toe. Okay, even draw circles inwards. Okay, while keeping the other toes on the ground. Okay, you can try to do the opposite. So big toe down, try to move the other toes. Okay, and let's finish it up with just the wrist as well and the hands. Okay, so move the entire hand with the fingers. So open the fingers, close the fingers as you're turning, doing circles. And just try to bend the tips of our fingers a little bit more. Just slowly see if you can do it a little bit harder. Okay, if there's no pain. Okay, and then the opposite, try to open your palm as much as you can. So engage the muscles in the back of the hand. Okay, even kind of pull your wrist backwards a little bit as well as you open up. Okay, and then just shake nose. Okay, so that's it for today. So thank you for coming. Hope everyone have a great day. No problem. Bye-bye. No problem.